Oh, hey there. Lost in thought and found your way here again, I see. Or are you someone different? Well, before you can answer.
Can't escape from crossing fate!
Wait, no?
They blamed the beasts, have it?
Hold on, I got it.
Welcome to the stage of
Speculation. If you need a reminder, the rules of this arena are simple. You're trapped here. Or at least until I can get a new idea into that skull of yours. But, you could just leave. Door's right there. Not like I'm watching to see if you would or anything. Well, let's get right to it. I'm still thinking about Genshin Impact, and I think that's what's going to be on my mind for a while. Actually, before I do go into it, I'm not getting any of these ideas from leaks. I'm aware of them, but I try to avoid them. There was also a trailer recently that showed off what possibly may be the Electro skill for the main character, but this was recorded beforehand. This is just my own imagination at work. Any coincidence is purely that. So with that, let's go. The Inazuman region will give players access to the Electro abilities for the main characters Aether and Lumine, depending on who you picked, and can almost count as a new character, although that character is a copy of an already existing character, and that character's moveset is very similar to other characters from Mondstadt. Clone characters aside, it would be interesting if Mihoyo decided to make the Electro main character actually swing their swords differently, or give them a skill which is similar to Ajax Chili Tortellini the 11th, having the elemental skill change the attack animations for Aether and Lumine, which would make them more appealing to other people. Maybe somewhere down the line, but who knows. Actually, I think I should save that for another speculation to speculate with. Moving on. The only thing that would change for the Electro MC would be the skill, burst, constellations, and talents. Mostly going to focus on the first two. Current skills consist of a vortex that gathers and shoots out things that get close, and a rock that is called a sword which can provide cover. On top of that, both doing what the respective elements would add with swirl and crystallize. These skills share a common aspect of utility, although one is more useful for traversal, but what if the Electro skill kept this aspect and can be used for both combat and exploration? The Electro skill could be a beam of sorts, or even a dash like Zhao's that goes diagonally into the air. Although I couldn't see this being usable in the air, as that would kinda negate characters like Kaching. Maybe down the line they could do something like that, but not so early on. And it would also not go up as high as Venti's. If they go with the dash, unique devices that act as stations for players to warp to would probably be implemented, so everyone can zip around like Sonic with laser! This Spatium Beam could be some form of long-range attack that passes through opponents, almost making a shish kebab out of them. The hold version of it could be similar to the Tap Beam, but adds a dash effect to it, zipping the character to the other side for better positioning, if that is a choice. Another way I can see it as would be the Tap skill being a short-range shock like a taser, or something similar to the Animal skill, but doesn't pull in opponents, while the hold version would still be the long-range laser! Nah, that'd be crazy. Just make the spirit gun and call it a day. The burst slash ultimate of the main character seems to have a mix of damage and utility in some form of crowd control. The animal would gather opponents while dealing damage, providing elemental swirls and reducing resistances, while the Geo version spreads opponents out somewhat, but can be used to contain opponents within its radius, and keep them out as a shield, if you so choose, while providing crystallized shields and increasing both critical rate and interruption for any party members within the radius of it. If the Electro Burst had aspects similar to these, it could be something similar to Lisa's Burst, making a field of constant damage over time while being a battery for the team inside of the radius. Double for other Electro characters, hopefully. This would be closer to the Geo Burst in a sense of being a field that does quick damage while leaving beneficial effects for the party, but also having a lingering damage of the Animal Tornado in one place. This wouldn't replace Lisa's Burst, as her Burst, while it does something similar, also lowers defense instead of giving energy. And this would also help Lisa in tandem with her Burst for outputting more damage. Now imagine that with Mona's Burst. The battery effect could be the first constellation for the Electro main character, just as the crit rate buff for the Geo one is, while possibly other constellations could be something like increased amount of time for the burst to stay out, or even extending the range of it, and the generic increasing talent levels and burst levels past 10. One talent would most likely be adding the Electro effect at the end of the 5th attack in the animation for the normal attack strings for the main character, as it is with all the other elements. The second could possibly be more energy for the character with every opponent hit with the initial attack of the burst, much like the Geo Burst for the main character, as it refunds energy for every opponent hit. This one is a little more clear in the idea department because I feel that this is perfect, or at least perfect for me. I do. Main character feels like they're in a sub DPS / support role at the moment. I do not see the Electro MC being a big damage dealer since the last two elements were not solely focused on such, and Electro still feels somewhat like the support / sub DPS element, unlike Pyro, which seems full of main DPS characters. The other elements have main DPSs, but usually characters from those elements will be either support or sub DPS roles, or even a jack of all trades, a mix of all. This idea of the support / sub DPS character for the main character feels pretty possible. Huh, made it to the end, huh? Well, try not to get lost on your way out, lest you want to find yourself here again. Or perhaps you do want to see me again. Or maybe not. Bye.